We're back with a Fox News alert. U.S. Attorney David Weiss named special counsel in the Hunter Biden probe, but Republican leaders say it's just a continuation of the alleged cover-up.
This is another example of the Department of Justice stonewalling and obstructing our investigation. What this does today, it protects David Weiss from coming in front of the committee. I don't think we need any more evidence to show that the Department of Justice is trying to obstruct our investigation. I think Merrick Garland made that argument for us today.
Congressman Mike Johnson sits on the House Judiciary Committee, and he joins us now. Congressman, thanks for joining us this morning. I look at what's happening here, this appointment of David Weiss, and it's like the Democrats aren't even trying to make this look fair. It's so blatant. What does it tell you that they don't even seem to care even about the political optics here?
It is blatant, Rachel, and we're all scratching our heads here. They're not hiding the ball anymore. We have good reason not to trust Mr. Weiss. Now, remember that over the course of about 5 weeks this summer, he changed his story 3 different times. First, he said he had all the power he needed for indictment and everything else he was working on, and didn't need special counsel designation. A couple of weeks later, to fit Merrick Garland's narrative, he changed that tune and said, oh, no, please do. Then he changed his story again. It's back and forth. Remember, he's the one that negotiated the sweetheart deal to try to whitewash Hunter Biden's felony tax evasion and gun charges. This is someone who is in on it. We see, and the American people see, that there's a cover-up going on here. Merrick Garland's Department of Justice is guilty in this, and appointing Mr. Weiss does nothing but help fuel that fire.
Yeah. I mean, he's proven over many years his loyalty to the Biden family. It's very clear why they've done this. But now the House investigation continues into Joe Biden. But now with this move in appointing Weiss as the special counsel here, does this in any way push more momentum towards impeachment?
Well, listen, Rachel, impeachment is a very important and very serious power of the Congress. Next to declaring war, I think it's probably the biggest power that we have. And so we don't wield that for political purposes. Remember, we all argued 1,000 times during the sham impeachments of Donald Trump that it should not be used for that purpose. So what you're seeing, to the frustration of some of our supporters and people in the base, is a slow and methodical building of the evidence. We are performing our constitutional responsibility. But yes, at some point, as Speaker McCarthy said before we left for the district work period, an impeachment inquiry is called for here. It does look that way, and I believe that it is, Rachel. And if we do that, it gives us enhanced subpoena powers and discovery powers. We can move this thing forward.
Really quick, because I do want to get to our second topic, is what happened here with this appointment in any way going to thwart your ability to investigate in order to maybe pursue this impeachment?
Well, we hope not. I mean, there's a potential that it would impede our investigation further. But I will tell you, we are fully committed on oversight, judiciary, and our special committee on the weaponization of government to move forward in earnest. We have to. We are following the evidence where it leads. And I think we all have a suspicion where that's going to be.
Yeah, well, we're very proud of the investigation. It's gone much better than I think people really thought, and uncovering a lot of things. Well, it looks like the GOP has sent a letter to FBI Director Christopher Wray after reportedly uncovering evidence that multiple FBI field offices coordinated to prepare anti-Catholic memo. So here is Senator Rick Scott writing to FBI Director Wray. He says the most recent revelations of frequent and repeated abuses of the FBI raise concern for the American people that there are no limits, legal or otherwise, on your investigative power, even when it comes to spying on American citizens. The American public's perception of a lack of accountability is dangerous and must be immediately addressed. So obviously, I'm Catholic. This is really close to heart for me. Our FBI, let's make it very clear, prepared memos that Christopher Wray said was only one rogue office, and now we find out there's multiple offices, so it looks systemic, in order to spy on traditional Catholics for what? Like accusing them of, again, white supremacy, which makes no sense at all. So what's going to happen? He's clearly perjured himself.
It looks that way. Jim Jordan and I sent a letter to Mr. Wray right after his testimony. So what happened was on July 12th, he appeared before our Judiciary Committee because we have oversight responsibility over the FBI. And he told us very clearly and emphatically there was only a single office involved in that infamous memo that, as you said, Rachel, targeted traditional Catholics as potential violent extremists and domestic terrorists. It's unbelievable, just because of our religious beliefs, right? And so he perjured himself. He either perjured himself because now we know it involved multiple offices, or he's lost control of the Bureau. And I think either one of those scenarios is alarming. And I think Director Wray has a real problem, and I think Congress has a real problem with him. The next question is, what do you do about it?
Right.
Well, we're trying to hold him accountable, and I think he may be one of the cabinet officials who's committed impeachable offenses. But we only have so many days on the calendar and so much ammunition to use, and we have to use this accordingly. And it's a real challenge right now because this entire cabinet, there's so many officials in so many different divisions of the Department of Justice alone that are committing these egregious offenses against the people. The very agencies that are designed to protect and serve the people are now encroaching clearly upon their fundamental constitutional rights. And every stone we overturn, there's a new scandal. It's a real problem.
Yeah, it sounds like that's the point, though. Just so many things overwhelm the system, overwhelm the congressional calendar and their ability to investigate everything, and then they get away with it. This is a serious issue. We're going to continue to follow it. I hope we get lists. Who are the people on these, the Catholics on these FBI lists? I wonder if I'm on it. We need to get to the bottom of this. Has massive implications for anybody of faith. So thank you for continuing to investigate.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.